What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Deschutes Brewery, and they're out of Bend, Oregon, and this is their Black Butte Porter. So this is an American porter that comes in at 5.5% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just under 7 months old. So full disclosure, I've had this beer numerous times before, but I've never reviewed it because we do not get distro of Deschutes here in the Buffalo, New York area. So recently when I was in Erie, Pennsylvania, picking up some beers for the 10 Days of Pumpkin, I wanted to pick up some other beers. So I picked up 3 different beers from Deschutes, including this, because I want to give it a proper review. And that's because I think, in my opinion, this is one of the best no-frills, non-imperial porters, period. So if you're talking about your core 4 ingredients, this is up there for me. And when I do the NCAA basketball tournament bracket style competition in the future, porters are definitely going to be one of the first styles I do. And if I can get a can or 2 of this, it will definitely be thrown in the mix because, again, I think it's one of the best. So they have a little spiel here on the side. It says, "This is the beer that started all, a name for iconic Black Butte. Towering high above Central Oregon and seen for miles, this surprisingly balanced porter has notes of," we won't read them. It just says, "No wonder it's America's favorite." It's one of my favorite, let's just say that. So this is a little bit older, so not super fresh, but I've had this beer super fresh before. I've had it over a year old, and let me just say, it holds up extremely well. So I'm thinking this is gonna be a pretty good. So, you know, when you start talking about like porters, just like regular porters, it can be robust, it can be American, it can be English, whatever. Just, you know, no adjuncts, nothing too crazy ABV. This is up there with Edmund Fitzgerald from the glass I'm using, Great Lakes Brewing Company. I think both of the beers are just superb, honestly. And yeah, I'm happy to be able to review this one finally. So it poured out more of a dark brown. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, it's more like a very dark brown. On camera, it's gonna look pitch black, but it's definitely dark brown. Has about a finger of a mocha colored head, very creamy looking, like super creamy looking. Yeah, it just looks beautiful, honestly, in the glass. That just looks like a picture perfect porter, in my opinion. Let's get a nose. Yeah, I mean, this is just a porter. So it has chocolate, it has like, you know, dark chocolate, bittering chocolate, baker's chocolate. There's a nice coffee roast, like a light to medium coffee roast. Maybe a touch of like a caramel or a toffee. Dark bread. And then it has a nice hop aroma that's, you know, not overpowering. It's like this earthy kind of floral kind of hop aroma. Maybe a touch of citrus. This just smells, and again, when you're talking about regular porters, this just smells like the definition of an American porter or a regular porter. It just has that nice, rich malt base. There's some decent hops here. It's extremely well balanced in the nose. It smells awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's lovely. It's so lovely. To me, and this is the same for Edmund, the aforementioned Edmund Fitzgerald. What I like about this is it does have a nice bitterness to it. And, you know, nowadays with all these pastry stouts and porters and all kinds of crazy stuff, sometimes you forget about that when you go back to these core styles. It has a nice bitterness. It has like a moderate bitterness on the back of the palate. So let's go body and mouthfeel first. Buying this one, medium. And right around medium, maybe a touch over. So for 5.5%, impressive. The mouthfeel, it's smooth and creamy, but it has a moderate carbonation. So again, for the style, pretty appropriate. The taste, the nose follows right to the taste. Carries over beautifully. Forefront, dark brown bread. There's bittering chocolate. There's coffee roast. There's a little bit of like molasses, dare I say black strap molasses. A little bit of caramel and toffee vibes. That's right at the forefront. As it passes through, that's where the hops kind of start coming in. And again, it's more of like a earthy, floral, almost grassy type of hop. Maybe like, again, a touch of citrus, like a citrus zest, like a grapefruit zest. That's very minute though. And it finishes with a moderate bitterness, semi-dry. So this is balanced. All that sweet, you know, deep, rich malt character at the forefront, balanced out by the hops on the back end. Makes it infinitely drinkable. It's dry enough where I want to go back for another sip, but it's not too dry where it's kind of wearing down my palate. 5.5%, you can't taste it. This is just under 7 months old, and it's ridiculously tasty in my opinion. Now, what did I give Edmund Fitzgerald? Because again, Edmund Fitzgerald is at the top of the food chain for me when it comes to just a regular porter, certainly here in the US. And this is right there with it. I think I typically give that beer in the style like a 4.75. Personal preference a little bit lower because I do like the porter style, but as an overall beer, like I'm still not gonna. I don't know. Ratings, do they matter? I always say they don't, and they really don't. Not they only rate to the they only matter to the person rating the beer, right? You know what? I don't know if I like this more than Emma Fitzgerald or less or kind of in the same ballpark, but right now this is hitting me extremely well. Maybe. I don't know what I would want. Maybe a little bit better. Maybe a little bit softer. It might be a little bit too carbonated right now, just slightly. I'm talking like it's moderate. I want it like mild to moderate. So that might knock it down a little bit. But let's just say like this is up there. This is for just an American porter. This is definitely up there in probably the top three, if not top two for me. So Deschutes, their Black Butte Porter. I'm not going to give 2 ratings. Just say overall. I am going to give this a. I give this a low 4.5 and go 4.4 out of 5. I think I give Emma Fitzgerald like a 4.35, 4.3, something like that. So that's where it's going to be fun to kind of do the whole, the bracket. Because if these two are in there and I do them and I'm doing it blind and stuff, who knows? Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass like I always do. Potentially. Anyway, price point and availability. Again, availability, I don't really know because here in Buffalo, we do not get them, so I really don't, seek out Deschutes, so I don't know their availability, but you probably go to their website, they probably have a beer finder and everything, and I know they're in, at the very least, Ohio and Pennsylvania, so if you're in New York and you want to make a trek down to PA or Ohio, you can get your hands on them. Outside of that, I would imagine they're in a bunch of different states at this point. And price point, I paid like $2, $2.19, something like that for the can. I want to say 6 packs where I bought it were like $10.99 or $11.99. You probably can get this around $10 a 6-pack. $10 to $13 6-pack for this is amazing value, especially for something I just rated 4.4 out of 5. And again, stylistically, this is just one of the better ones. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this one. And if you don't think this is one of your, or if you don't think this is one of the best porters, or you don't really care for it as much as others, what's your favorite porter? Again, no frills, non-imperial. So let's say less than 7.5% or less than 8% porter that is core 4 ingredients. So no adjuncts, nothing weird. Even smoked porters. Like I like smoke porters because I find they don't have like usually a huge like smoke profile, but I would still put them out of the equation because I'm just talking core 4 and nothing really funky going on. And I think, again, this is one of my favorites. So I can't wait to introduce that bracket for a bunch of different styles. Not only this one, I think it'd be a lot of fun to really see, is this one of my favorite? I don't know. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I got 2 more beers from Deschutes, their Obsidian Stout and their 2022 Abyss that we will be reviewing before the end of the year. So keep your eye out for that. And yeah, gonna shut this one down to the next one. Cheers.